we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes to reopen the country, reopen the economy, get people back to work. I don't think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to happen that fast. Once everyone gets the permission to open up your stores and your restaurants, I think a lot of people are afraid to go to restaurants now, sit down with some COVID-19 patients at the next table or contractors but some people they don't care. They're stupid. The people who don't care are the ones that are going to catch it. It's the people who are cautious are just going to go broke. Or maybe they'll save money if they go back to work, but they're not going to go to any sit-down restaurants or something. I don't know. Also, in politics, I heard, for those of you who even know what I'm talking about, Senator Barr has been accused of insider trading, and he has decided, or there's been a probe, an investigation started, and he's decided to step down. So that means that there's some validity to the accusations. You don't step down if somebody says something that's completely ridiculous or false about you. You don't say, you know what, I'm stepping down. Just because you said that about me, I don't want to hear it, so I'm just gonna step down. Now you could retire as a senator. You lose your job every 2 years. They get a run for the job as the incumbent. They got to run for the job anyway. So a lot of this insider trading going around. People hear about things in meetings, and then they run out of a meeting and start selling stock because they got a briefing, and they start divulging information that they're not supposed to divulge. So, Senator Barr from North Carolina, I do believe, announced that he's stepping down. And we'll keep you posted on the investigation. It's also an investigation started into the doctor. I can't remember this doctor's name. I had it, looked it up before the show. I forgot to write it down. This tells you, how in tuned I am to this, this news, and got a bad memory. Anyway, the doctor who has been was fired by President Trump's administration. President Trump doesn't even take responsibility for firing people. That's what he used to do the most when he was on that reality show. You're fired. That was his line. Every show he would say that. You're fired. Now he doesn't even take responsibility for firing folks. He said the guy was a disgruntled employee. But this guy's a doctor. He's not a disgruntled employee. We're in the middle of a pandemic. You should take all the doctors you can find and ask them for their opinions. Not firing them because they tell you something you don't want to hear. Anyway, an investigation by Congress has been started into the firing of the doctor whose name I can't remember. I'll get it. I'll look it up and I'll get it before the show's over. I'll tell you this is his name. But anyway, an inquiry has been started by Congress. They're going to find out why is this guy fired in the middle of a pandemic when he is one of the most educated and experienced people on the job. You know what I'm saying? It seems like the opposite of what you should do is fire the guy with the most education, the highest IQ, and the most experienced with infectious diseases. Maybe it's just me. That seems like the wrong thing to do, is to fire the guy. Sometimes people tell you stuff that you don't want to hear. That doesn't mean you should get rid of them. Maybe it's just me. Maybe that's how the world works these days. Somebody tells you the truth about something. If you don't like it, just fire them if you can. If you got the power to do so. When we come back, we're going to break for half a minute. Go to a break for 30 seconds. But when we come back, we're going to talk about something totally different than the pandemic. There's a lot of actors and entertainers who have died as of late, but at least they've been old, relatively old people, guys in their 80s and 90s, recently passed away, celebrities, and we're going to mention that. And there's also some sporting news. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right. And we're back. Before we move on, I just wanted to say we have breaking news. Not breaking to the rest of you, because by the time you listen to this podcast, you already know this. But we just heard that the President Trump, has said in a press conference that he is taking hydroxychloroquine. He's never admitted to testing positive for coronavirus, although hydroxychloroquine is not a treatment for coronavirus. It is actually advised against for coronavirus. This is a drug that the president was pushing a month ago, and it caused this drug to be taken by a lot of people. And they also ran a clinical trial, and it caused, the side effects were elevated heart rate and heart attacks. People with coronavirus is taking hydroxychloroquine. I don't know why the president's doing it, though. He didn't say that anything was wrong with him. He didn't. Usually people take this hydroxychloroquine for malaria and for lupus. So I know some of the people who have lupus said that they couldn't get hydroxychloroquine, like they were all out of it for quite a while, because the president had started telling people, hey, take this. For some reason, he's obsessed with hydroxychloroquine. I'm not quite sure why, but there's nothing wrong with hydroxychloroquine, but it's not for coronavirus. It's not for this particular illness. So if you have lupus, please consult your physician. And if he tells you, hey, you might want to think about hydroxychloroquine, then you might want to think about hydroxychloroquine. If you get malaria is an old illness that it's been around for a long time, that people used to get from mosquitoes. Mosquitoes used to carry malaria. It's still around, apparently. I thought we had gotten past malaria. It's like scurvy or something. People used to get scurvy whenever they were on boats, and they found out that all you have to do is eat lemons, and that'll take care of scurvy. I thought we had like a vaccine for malaria. I didn't know people were taking hydroxychloroquine. I don't think the mosquito bites here in the U.S. Mosquitoes here in the U.S. don't usually give you malaria. Usually they give you a little bump that itches. It itches. But President Trump is taking hydroxychloroquine. He didn't say why. I didn't see why. He feels that he needs to take it. I think he's just obsessed with it. Yeah, so he was telling people again in the press conference, take hydroxychloroquine. I take it. And the reporters asked him why. He said, a lot of people take it. I've heard good things about it. Yeah, but it's a drug that people take when they have lupus or malaria. If you don't have those two things, you probably don't need to take hydroxychloroquine. Consult your physician. The president has a lot of physicians around him. He's probably got a lot of doctors trying to tell him not to take this hydroxychloroquine, but he won't listen. He won't listen to anybody. So there you go. President Trump taking hydroxychloroquine. I really hope nothing happens to the guy, but some of the stuff that he says and does just don't even seem real. It's like, man, is this guy's like a child, man. It's like you gotta keep your eye on him. It's like if a little kid was president of the United States, and you really can't tell them what to do because they're president of the United States. So, imagine if you had like an 8-year-old or something. That's something that they'd make a movie out of. An 8-year-old becomes president of the United States, even though it is the law that you have to be older than 35 to be president of the United States. A lot of you guys don't know that. And a lot of you don't care because you're not planning on running for, office anytime soon. But if you are going to run for office, you got to wait till you're 35. And try not to have any skeletons in the closet, anything weird. As you can see, what Joe Biden's going through right now, this is kind of worse than the president trying to dig up dirt on him with the Ukrainians, that nonsensical dirt because of his son on some energy company's board. He's basically being accused of being a weirdo. Which is not funny, but yeah. To me, this will end up blowing over because I don't know how much is true and how much is not. But when you wait 30 years to say somebody done something, and you only say it because, like this lady named Tara Reid, she keeps changing her story as much as she changes her name. And she waited 30 years to say it. You're not going to get taken seriously. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying that's how it is. If you wait 30 years to say, oh, this guy's running for president, and now I need to tell the whole country. It's like Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas is a Supreme Court justice right now, and I don't know how long ago it was. It's been more than 20 years ago, I do believe, when Anita Hill accused him of sexual harassment. And I'm not saying she wasn't right, but when you wait a long time to accuse someone of anything, and you wait till they're trying to get an important job to do it, it looks a little fishy. If someone sexually harasses you, ladies, I say ladies,